Welcome everyone into the Smoker Fire Show. I am your host, Jack Alexander. Alongside me, as always, is Bean Walters and Giannis. Giannis is in a lot of trade rumors, as he has been for the last 2 years at this point. It's the last 3 seasons I believe it was the last 3 seasons now. They lost in the first round. The year before that, they lost in the Eastern semifinals. And obviously the year before that they won, but not a lot of success with what we've seen so far. I mean, they tried to run it back with the roster that they had in 21 to 22. Then they ended up obviously trading for Damian Lillard. That we can get into that and talking about that injury and what that means for him, and obviously what that means for the Milwaukee Bucks, because that's what this episode is all about. And then they ended up trading Chris Middleton, and they traded Chris Middleton and AJ Johnson to the Wizards for a Kyle Kuzma that clearly has not been working out either.
No,
so
he's been terrible.
So what we've been kind of noticing, and with everyone else saying the same exact stuff, is you don't have any cards left. You don't have any other tricks up your sleeve that you can figure out. Unless you have an idea. But I'm looking at the roster here, and I'm looking at Bobby Portis. I'm looking at Pat Connaughton, Kevin Porter. All of these guys are on 1-year contracts. So, hey, maybe you bring in like a free agent this summer. But it's Milwaukee. It's not Miami. How dysfunctional this organization has been over the last 4 years. 1, no one would want to be a part of that. And 2, it's Milwaukee. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over some trades. We're going to go through some teams that we deem possible for Giannis to be traded to, because, like I said, there's no other tricks up their sleeves that I can think of. I think it's over, unfortunately, because, I mean, my dad is a Bucks fan. I'm a Packer fan. I love all Wisconsin teams. But I think best case scenario for the Bucks in general is to get rid of Giannis. The one thing that I thought of to begin this, and I was looking at all of these trade scenarios and where he could possibly go and where he's most rumored to go. I want to start. Let's say it's whoever gets the first overall pick. Can you take a jab at who that would be? I want to talk about how they could potentially, to begin, I want to potentially try to get that first overall pick and get Cooper Flagg. Can we do that?
I mean, we could try it. We can give it a shot. If you're saying...
So I'm going to be the Bucks. He's going to be whatever other team that we're going to go over, because we're going to go over a bunch of teams here, depending on how long we're going to be on here.
I'll do a draft lottery sim right now, and we'll see. Whoever gets 1 is the team I'll take over.
Sim in the lottery.
It's the... Ooh, it's the Hornets.
Oh, shit. All right. But I'm going to be the Bucks in every single trade scenario, and he's going to be every other team possible, that whoever we go over. And right now we're saying that the Charlotte Hornets get the first overall pick, and the Bucks, hey, they don't got any draft capital. Why not go out and try to get the best prospect since Andrew Wiggins, pretty much? Well, we obviously know what Andrew Wiggins turned out to be, but the hype for Andrew Wiggins was the best since LeBron. Am I wrong?
Maple Jordan.
Maybe Zion, I guess. Zion is up there. Wemby, of course. But anyway.
I think Vic and Zion surpass Andrew Wiggins in terms of hype.
I would say Vic does. Zion, to me, I feel like Zion was more of like a... I never really thought that he was going to be the best player in the league, though.
You got to remember, though, that Nike's stock crashed after he blew through that shoe.
That's true.
That doesn't
just happen. Still at Duke, too.
Yeah.
Anyway, who are you willing to give up for Giannis?
All right, I've already got it done. I went through, I looked at it, because we're giving you the first overall pick. So, we don't have to throw Miles Bridges and
You're going to give me Miles Bridges at least just to make the contracts work.
And Nurk.
Yeah, how much more? 21.6.
And that's Nurkic right there.
That's 19.
Try it.
Probably need
I
2
tried
more.
it. It worked.
Oh,
There you go. If we're giving you the first overall pick, we don't have to give you much.
Hey, hold on.
Let me restate that. Let me restate that because you are getting Giannis. So you know what? Let's run it back real quick. We will also throw in because I mean, look, we've got a Miami 2027 protected first because at this point you're blowing it up.
Yeah, so here's the thing with what I want. Yes, of course, I would love to have. Let me show you an offer quick.
I've got it. But what do you want? What's your rebuttal?
I'm gonna need. Ooh, I like that one.
That Dallas pick.
One. I want 3 first-round picks, including Cooper Flagg. Sure. Okay. Let's throw it. Well, no. So we don't have any of our own picks until 2031. So yeah, I'm not looking for these ones down here. I'm looking for these up here. And I already got 2027. That was a Dallas's pick though. Screw it. Let's do. Let's do 2 first-round picks in 2027.
Okay.
See if that works for. Okay. Brandon Miller, Nurkic, Miles Bridges. And 3 first-round picks, including Cooper Flagg, with that 2025. Do you accept that offer?
And now I'm trying to think as us because we might be shopping LaMelo at this point. He can't stay healthy. You can get a lot for
him though. You could still get a lot for him.
I don't know if I want to give up Brandon Miller because we want him. He could be the Chris Middleton for Giannis, and we don't want to lose that. So here's what we'll do. Y'all took, y'all have been able to mold such a raw prospect that was Giannis Antetokunmpo. He was not projected to be where he is now. And, we've got another very raw prospect. I see you clicking on right there. Yeah. Tajon Salon.
I'm going to need to steal another first then.
Have another first. We want Giannis. Take that Miami first. We'll give you that Miami first.
No, that's top 14 protected. I want that 2029 first. Nice try, though. 4 first-round picks, including Cooper Flagg, Salon, Nurkic, Miles Bridges.
For Giannis Antetokunmpo.
That's a shake.
Giannis, LaMelo Ball, Brandon, if we keep LaMelo, Brandon Miller, Mark Williams.
Hey.
Boy, oof. Charlotte gonna be feeling good. I feel bad for Giannis though. He's gonna have to be in Charlotte.
Oh man, now? Do you think you're capable of keeping Giannis? Because he's
no. There's no way Giannis is staying.
So what you're saying is you're willing to give up Cooper Flagg and 3 other people?
Realistically, no, they're not gonna do that because Giannis. I'm from North Carolina. I'm not from the Queen City. But my girlfriend's from the Queen City and all her family's from the Queen City. So I'm there pretty often. And I know how that organization's ran, and Giannis isn't going to want to stay. No. There's no reason he'd want to stay.
Unless you get a huge package for LaMelo.
If we're trading LaMelo, we need to bring in I don't even know what that itself is going to be tough because it's going to be hard to trade LaMelo for someone who is equal in the sense of because people know his injury history.
You can get Trae Young out of LaMelo.
I don't know if you could.
You don't think so?
Oh, I mean, if LaMelo played more than he does,
yeah, they're right.
And isn't arguably coming off one of his worst seasons. From the sense
I don't think LaMelo is going to be capable of. I mean, he's a great player, but he's out there playing street ball. I don't think he's capable of being a 2-man to a championship roster. No matter what roster that is. If you can't get Trae Young, you're not going to be able to get this guy. But I'm thinking John Morant, too. And any of those, young star point guards. I think you have a shot at it.
We might just keep LaMelo at this point. In all honesty,
LaMelo and Giannis. Hey.
Yo,
you may not win a lot, but you will sell tickets.
If you thought Miles Bridges was a lob threat, ooh, Giannis.
I know, especially with LaMelo. And you still got Brandon Miller in there. So you could you could even package LaMelo and Brandon and go out and get a John Morant.
That if we wanted, yeah, but you know how I feel about building a team off 2 max players, but that ain't happening over here. If I'm Charlotte, if I'm the owner of Charlotte, we are not. We could run with this team. I'm very confident in what this team can do.
And over here in Milwaukee, we're loaded up on picks now. We are loaded up on picks. We're loaded up on young talent. And we have that white boy from Duke. That's a beautiful restart. And not only do we have that Cooper Flagg pick, we also stole your Dallas pick too.
That Dallas pick could go crazy.
Unfortunately, it is top 2 protected because that could easily be 1 or 2. But anyway, yeah. Giannis, you are a Charlotte Hornet. Now, who else do we want to add to this?
Let's go to the Rockets. Let's go to the Rockets because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. The Rockets look like crap right now, right?
Yeah.
And
if I'm the Milwaukee Bucks, I'm looking at you and I'm saying, I want Amen. I want Amen.
No.
Because Jalen, you're going to give me who? Jalen Green, who can go for 30 one game out of a whole entire series?
See, here's what we got.
Closer.
Here's what we got.
Don't give me that Fred VanVleet contract.
Hold on. Relax.
All right.
You can get Jalen Green because, he is younger. There's still a lot to improve there.
Okay.
We can't act like he's completely done. I don't like Jalen Green and how he plays, but you know what? He has potential. We can throw in a Reed Shepherd.
Well, Dylan Brooks to make the contracts.
Hold on. I had this mapped out perfectly. I think I got the math to work here.
Okay.
Let me actually pull it back up because I don't have it pulled up right now because I don't remember exactly.
You're telling me you wouldn't trade Amen Thompson for a Giannis on that team?
Not when he's
because you're not going to give up nearly as much depth if you give up Amen Thompson.
But see, you're forgetting one thing, Jack. We have those Suns picks.
Those are valuable.
We don't have to get. Truthfully, they don't have to give up Amen. I don't think they should. So if you go Jalen Green, we throw in at this point.
I want all 3 Phoenix picks.
Reed Shepherd. Does the money work on that?
On these 3?
No. So it might have to be Reed Shepherd and Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, that's who I got here. I'm just looking at these picks. If I'm not getting Amen Thompson, I want 5. I want 5 bare minimum. I want this one.
You can have all the Phoenix picks.
I already took them.
Good.
I'm at 4 right now. And I could take your 5th one right here, I think. I think you already got rid of the other ones. Yeah.
Dang, that math still doesn't work. How much is left?
Cut 65 from the Bucks.
Wait, go back up.
Oh,
you didn't send Giannis over. Dang, the Bucks fleeced.
That still kept Giannis. Okay. 5 first-round picks.
Because you're restarting here. You're restarting.
I want at least Cam Whitmore, too.
You can have Cam Whitmore. We're not playing him.
Matter of fact, I don't have a starting power forward anymore.
You got Bobby Portis. What are you talking about?
Bobby Portis, give me a break.
See, now this is where I have to step in and say no.
Okay, what do you get? What do you take?
Because now we're gutting our entire depth. So let me look.
You got a starting power forward now, and you have Jabari Smith still. You don't need Tari Eason on that roster.
You know what? Yeah.
Matter of fact,
don't need Tari Eason.
If you want, let's see. You can have Bobby.
Nope.
No
thanks. No thanks. We'll take AJ Green though.
No, hell no. AJ Green? You know how I feel about AJ Green.
Yeah, no.
You can have Andre Jackson.
We'll take Kuz.
Take him.
No.
Matter of fact, okay. I was gonna say take him. Oh, we do have Kyle Kuzma too. That's right. So we don't really need a power forward either. I'm taking Tari Eason. I'll give you. Yeah, there you go. Andre Jackson and Giannis. And that's all I get
Owen
right there.
Thompson.
5 first-round picks, Tari Eason, Reed Shepard,
Jabari.
Dylan Brooks, and Jalen Green. I'm taking that.
Oh, now that I'm listen to that, just Fred VanVleet, Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith Jr. That is a big ass wing. Giannis Antetokunmpo and Alperen Sengun. Talk about we're cooking. But let's say the Rockets don't want to do this. And let's say the Thunder don't win it all this year.
Let's do it.
Thunder got everything they could ever ask for.
OKC finally does their splash because they got 29 picks in total. Giannis Antetokunmpo to the Oklahoma City Thunder. What are you going to offer me?
Okay. So we're going to look at this, and to be real, Chet might have to be the move.
Chet. Dort.
What's the money look like? What's the money look like?
Caruso. Caruso can't be traded 6. Yeah, but he will by that. This isn't going to happen until after that anyway. Team option on Chet, so that's fine. So this is good. Chet, Dort, homegrown.
And then just load it up on picks.
See what do I want?
Dang, poor Caruso going to have to go back to a rebuilding team.
He's making too much, brother. And you got so many young pieces on here. Someone's going to step up too. But the thing is one, you have 3 All-Stars technically with Jalen Williams too. And you still have Isaiah Hartenstein. And by the time SGA's contract is done, you can swindle him to get a lot less than $30 million a year. Give him the supermax. So then, boom, you have 2 players making over 50. You don't like that, but you're not going to give up Shea for him.
No, Shea stays. What's the point of trading for Giannis if you have to give up Shea?
Right.
And you just have all those picks, and I want to see them do something with all those picks. Because you can't keep drafting. So just have your pick of the litter.
Okay, well, this Philly pick is interesting because they could get the 7th pick. But the thing is this would happen on draft night, most likely. Yeah. So let's say I want to assume that Philly does not get their pick. I want number 7. And if they do get their pick, just pick a different pick. That doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you still have so much to work with.
Honestly, it doesn't really matter. Just at least 4 first-round picks here. I'm just going to randomly, 4 first-round picks in general. It doesn't matter what it is. Just 4 very preferred, your most preferred first-round picks from the Thunder.
You can throw away as many as you want if you're the Thunder, to be real. You have so many. There's just so many there that
there's a lot of options here.
And at this point, if you're trading Giannis and then you're the Bucks, you're rebuilding. So
yeah,
picks and young players are your biggest asset.
And everyone is everything that I've seen is if I'm the Bucks, I want to be one of the worst teams in the league. Why? You don't have any of your picks. This would be my worst nightmare here.
What?
This.
The Thunder? Yeah.
Not only that, but then Chet Holmgren and Dort, you don't want to see those guys not be on the Thunder, especially Caruso.
Chet would be the hardest. You could probably make it work with iHeart and Lou Dort instead of Chet, and I would probably do iHeart.
You would have to give up J-Dub then.
I don't think you would, again, because if the Bucks are rebuilding and you just have so many picks.
I want either Chet or J-Dub if I'm the Bucks, plus picks. You got to think, this is Giannis.
I mean, it is. It is.
You're saying that you would try to swindle the Bucks and not trade either Chet or J-Dub?
Yeah, I would try. And you know what?
Work.
The Thunder can make it work.
It shouldn't work, at least. Anyway, that's what the Thunder pick is, or the trade would be. I've also seen one more team here, and we can go with
Ugh,
the Orlando Magic.
no.
You don't like him on that team?
Not that I don't like him on the team, but it's like we have a team who can't shoot at all,
Yeah.
and we're gonna give them enough. And I think they would be a
You're
lot
giving him a
better.
scorer, though, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you are. It's just I don't like
I mean,
it.
if you trade for Giannis, you're obviously going to give up a lot to get him. But two, you're completely switching your entire organization on its head. No matter who trades for Giannis, this is a complete switcheroo on everything.
It would also gut their with what their assets are, it would gut their entire roster.
Well, you're going to have to first give up Franz Wagner. You'd have to give up Franz Wagner. To make the contracts work, it would have to be Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Personally, I would want Suggs if I was the Bucks, but I don't think that's realistic.
Yeah.
You're gonna. What else? Where are we looking at right now? I think that's enough as far as contracts go.
And then I don't know if the Magic have the picks for it to make it.
I think they do.
More enticing. I mean, they have some.
As long as you have 4 to give up, which they do.
But I don't know if. I don't think this one's likely at all. I think the damn Warriors is more likely than this.
Oof. Unless you trade Jimmy Butler.
No, that wouldn't happen.
You don't think the Warriors would trade Jimmy Butler?
I don't think the Bucks would want him. Like
Well,
you have to be like.
Okay, let's go to the Warriors then.
To trade for Jimmy, you have to be a very acquired team. I do not think the Bucks management, like Jimmy and Doc Rivers, sounds awful.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy would kill him.
But the thing is at this point, you don't have any of your picks. You're going to get a bunch of picks. Who else would you expect? Draymond Green?
No, you would probably just get Kuminga. Probably would get Moses Moody.
I don't think they can afford that. I don't think the Warriors can afford that.
What do you mean?
Well, you got Steph at 60. You got Jimmy at 60 next year. You got Draymond at 26.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Financially, it's a terrible decision, but
you got to give up Green. And then, obviously...
love Draymond, but if I'm getting Giannis, he can go. If I'm getting Giannis, Draymond can
get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Kuminga, move him over, and you're gonna want Pot. They would ask for every single slightly valuable young piece.
Yeah, Pods would probably be gone.
I don't think they do this. I don't think this is realistic.
I don't think it is either. I just think it's more likely than the Magic. I just don't see the Magic being the team that actually gets Giannis.
Yeah, out of everyone. 16.9 still. Moses, gone. Buddy Hield, gone. And then you have nothing. Yeah. It's even saying that the Bucks win this trade, too. No, not happening.
Nope. You don't lose Giannis and win the trade.
What other teams? I've seen Detroit. Obviously, the Nets have been in discussion.
I know the Knicks are in discussion.
Yeah, with that Cat trade. We can do that.
But, man, that would suck.
Poor Cat.
Cat can't find a home, dude.
He'd be banished to Milwaukee.
Oh, that's so much worse.
For
like his career trajectory to go from Western Conference Finals team to the Knicks, who were the third best team in the Eastern Conference. That's it.
Well, plus picks, obviously.
Well, yeah.
But that's all it takes as far as...
If I'm Milwaukee, yes, because like we could still be in like contention a little bit with that trade.
Even this, dude. You get Cat, get 3 out of him, probably. Can you? Yeah. Can you get 3?
Get 3
out of Giannis. Get Cat as well. Flip Cat for another 3.
You probably wouldn't
Boom,
get
you're
3
back.
from New York at this point.
You
Because
said what?
you probably wouldn't get 3 solely for the fact that out of everybody we've traded for Giannis, Cat has the highest value.
Yeah. But we've been doing 4 to 5 picks here. Let's do 2 then.
It could theoretically be 2. I think that Cat's value, especially after the season he's had, might be a little too high for 3 picks.
Then let's say 2 picks. McBride, Cat, and 2 picks.
God,
and then, like I said, no. It'll be okay. It'll be okay because they'll flip Cat.
Poor Cat.
And then you go trade for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo, and then give Cat back to
Minnesota.
Get Cat back to Minnesota. I need to see him back, brother.
Playoff Julius Randle making me feel like, yo, they might want to keep him.
Right, exactly.
Yo, he'd be sitting in that chair.
Too. But that's if you're the Bucks, this is what you do. If you're gonna go out and get Cat, you gotta flip Cat too. It doesn't matter who that goes to. The Pistons. I would love to see Cat in the Pistons. That'd be gorgeous.
Oof.
That would be a beautiful sight to see. Can we do that actually? Let's do that
probably.
Quick. Because if we're
talking,
well, 2 separate trades here, but
Jaden Ivey.
I think you gotta get rid of
go to the Bucks.
I think you gotta get rid of Jaden Ivey there. Probably Jalen Duren as well here. 6.9.
Yo, get rid of Jalen Duren, man. He's been so underwhelming.
To the Bucks, banished. And
there you go.
And boom. It says they lose this.
They don't. Who cares? Fans but don't know.
I don't think they lose that. Because the thing is, you can still run him at the 4 where he likes to be. Because you start Isaiah Stewart. You got Cade at the 2. You're probably looking at Fontaine.
Team ain't shooting the ball. You better keep Malik Beasley.
Oh, yeah, you do got Malik Beasley still. I forget that this is. Yeah, you get Malik Beasley at the 2. You got Asar Thompson at the 3. Cat at the 4. Isaiah Stewart at the 5 off the bench. You got Schroeder, Tim Hardaway if you still keep him, Ron Holland even. Now you gotta get the depth going for your backup 4 and 5 there.
And they should still have good money. They should still have plenty of money.
Yeah, look at this, brother. That's above the first apron. But then again, you got to bring back these guys. And I think Malik Beasley is going to want a little bit more than 7.2, but you can make up with that by giving Tim Hardaway the minimum or close to. But regardless, you want the picks, Bucks. That's what you want to do, right? So I'm saying at least another 3 there.
I mean, yeah, you can, because you can afford to.
And just like that, you get 5 first-round picks plus Jaden Ivey, plus Jalen Duren, Miles McBride. I mean, I guess throwing Tobias in that conversation too, but that was just for salary filler.
And you could probably flip Tobias.
You could probably flip Tobias. I don't know. That he's making a lot. I think you ride him out, and then he just goes somewhere else in free agency. But Bucks fans, 5 first-round picks from 2 different sources, 3 even, because one of them's a Washington Wizards first-round pick next season. That could be 1 to 5 easily. Why not go out and do that and get your young star in Jaden Ivey? That is something to consider as well. Just kind of flipping a couple people.
I don't know. I can't think of any other team. I'm not buying into the whole Lakers thing, so I don't even want to try that.
Nets is an option as well. Because 1, they have a million picks, and 2, Giannis has a couple businesses there. He's went out and said that he loves New York.
Claxton.
See, what's the point of even trading for Giannis if you can't keep Claxton? First and foremost, it's Cam Thomas. It says it's an unrestricted free agent though, but restricted bird rights. I thought he was a restricted free agent here. Because that's still his rookie contract, is it not?
He's restricted. He's restricted going into next year.
Okay.
So they could do a sign and trade.
And then trade to Bucks. That's the main guy there.
Cam Johnson. Make that money work.
If I'm the Nets, I want to keep Claxton at all costs because that's like all you're holding on to right now.
Yeah, but you have to think they're gonna be able to go into free agency and be like, we got Giannis
It's true.
And everybody's gonna be like, "Ooh."
All we need to do is cut $12 million though, but no one else is making money, so it probably has to be Claxton here.
I just what worries me is that this free agency class isn't like top tier. So I worry about like what are you going to be able to bring in?
All I can think of from this free agency is what, Kyrie? But then again,
And
he's
that's
coming
if he
off of
decides.
ACL.
That's if he decides to opt out.
I don't think he would, because why would he?
With the torn ACL, you're going to opt in because he's not going to play next year, and you might as well go ahead and take that money either way.
Yeah, especially when you're on the wrong side of 30.
And Kyrie's not going back to Brooklyn.
No. You got to cut 3.
Chris Livingston, get out of there.
You still got to. That's such bullshit.
It's going to be hard because the Nets have no contracts to give up.
Right.
To make it
except
work.
for those 3 guys. So this is what it would be plus. Again, and throw in whatever picks you guys want. 5, 6, probably 6.
Probably a ton of picks.
Probably 6 for 5 or 6 is what I would say. And then screw it. I would accept that if I'm the Bucks. Is there any other teams that you're thinking of? I liked the Pistons one. Even Giannis going to Detroit. I've seen Raptors a few times. They have some assets to give up. You can see John Morant. Oh, the Spurs. Oh my gosh. Did you imagine?
Giannis to the Spurs. Whew.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody's scoring.
No one's scoring in the paint.
Nope.
There won't be, like, you would have to.
I made it past Giannis. I made it past Giannis and look up. There's Wemby standing there. Like, shit, man. All that work for nothing.
But it wouldn't matter because even if he's not there, if he's on the 3-point line, he's still blocking it.
God. Imagine. Now all I can think of is Giannis at San Antonio.
Okay,
let's do that one because I want to see
the
Giannis.
Raptors. Let's do the Spurs. I'm
Harrison
saying
Barnes, go. Devin Vassell, get out of here. Keldon Johnson, you can go too.
You're gonna have to go up Stephon Castle. I'm letting you know right now.
Nah, Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, Keldon Johnson.
Give me Castle. I'm taking Castle. I'm sorry, and I want Shohan too. To make the contracts work.
We'll keep Black Falcon.
Harrison Barnes. The fuck we want Harrison Barnes for? Okay,
that's a champion right there.
It's my champion too.
Champion DNA.
I don't think we're thinking about the championship at the moment here. We're thinking about picks. We're thinking about a lot of picks.
Take whatever you want. Now, if you're taking a lot of picks, you can have all the picks you want. Let me see how many you take.
I'm taking as much as I can now.
We'll let you have every first-round pick we have.
That's not ridiculous.
And we want Stephon Castle back if you're taking every first-round pick we have.
Fuck no.
Then hell no, this ain't happening. You think you
tell me right now you would take that trade?
You're telling me you're walking out here with 7 first-round picks and Stephon Castle?
Hey,
give us Stephon Castle back.
I got Houston up. I got Houston on the phone right now giving me 5 plus Tari Eason plus Jalen Green plus Reed Shepard.
Go to Houston. Fine. We got Vic. I don't care. You can't
sit here and tell me that the only other team in Texas is going to steal your guy. And now I'm saying, okay, you know what? San Antonio, I'm letting you know I got Tari Eason. Taking this,
we want someone else out of it.
You didn't even give me a Jalen Green here.
You get Stephon Castle. You get Devin Vassell. Don't even act like Devin Vassell and Jalen Green are on they're not on the same. I would take Devin Vassell over Jalen Green.
I'm taking.
Why? So he could drop 30 every 10 games, once every 10, 12 games.
He will have
and then drop 2
all the room to do that because who else do we got? I'm telling you right now, that man would average over 25 on the Bucks.
Cool. You ain't gonna win nothing.
We're not gonna win nothing regardless. We're not gonna win anything with Devin Vassell.
But at least he's better. So when you do get your guy,
would you do it for 6?
For 6 firsts? We'll take just give us one of our first back.
I did.
Cool. Then we're fine.
So all it was is that 1 20-30 first round pick.
Look, you know what? It won't matter either way because we're gonna win everything. Actually, we have no shooting now. We'll have to discuss that.
You got it with Wemby.
We
You got it
that
with Fox and you got it with Wemby.
that. Let's not act like De'Aaron Fox is some elite shooter. I can
At least from the mid, like I'm not 3-point. He's a good shooter. From the mid range, he's one of the best in the league.
Let me look at something real quick. 'Cause I'm about to. I need to know. Oh, come on. I'm subscribed.
It wouldn't matter. You have Giannis and Wemby. You have Tim Duncan and David Robinson. Jeez.
We gonna make 3 threes a game.
Don't matter. You're still gonna put up 130 because both of these guys are gonna be averaging 40.
No, yeah, because Vic is gonna take like 7 threes and he will make at least 3 of them. And so
He don't even need to be on the block. He don't even.
Dude.
He could be a stretch 4. You could put Giannis at the 5.
I'm logged in. Why are you being like this? It's the one reason I hate this website.
And I got all these Atlanta picks, and I like that. I like those Atlanta picks.
We're gonna trade De'Aaron Fox to Atlanta, so y'all just get screwed. No, because they'll still fight. They'll lose somehow.
Dude, De'Aaron Fox. You have De'Aaron Fox too, brother.
Damn right.
Because we wouldn't trade for De'Aaron Fox because he'd be out next season. It'd be pointless.
Yeah, he ain't staying.
Yeah, that'd be a pointless move. So your starting 5 would be De'Aaron Fox, potentially Chris Paul.
No, it'll probably be De'Aaron Fox.
Who's that too?
I don't know.
Like
man.
Wesley?
Keldon Johnson.
You'll pick someone up in the free agency there.
Because y'all didn't take Keldon, so we'd probably run Keldon at the 2.
Yeah. No, I like that actually. Keldon at the 2. Harrison at the 3. Sure. That's a sweet little
Giannis at the 4 and Vic at the 5.
So all it took is taking 1 first-round pick away.
You know what? At this point,
you completely switched up. Yeah, give me that 7th then, bitch.
Take that 7th pick. We won't need it.
Dallas or Minnesota swap rights.
I don't know where that goes. What pick are you getting? I don't know. Because if you end up getting Minnesota's pick, then that's just kind of late 20s.
That's if you still have Edwards.
I don't see him leaving.
I'm just saying he wants to win, and if they can't figure it out, they can't figure it out. It's Minnesota. Okay, I want 7 first-round picks. I want these 3, and I'll accept that.
All right, cool. Give us Giannis. We got Twin Towers.
Oh, my God. You have Tim Duncan and David Robinson again. Is it ridiculous to say that's better? Because who knows what
Hold on, we don't – yeah, that's the thing. We don't know what Wemby is yet, so we have to wait. I will not say that it is better right now.
Okay, I'm not saying it's better, but I'm saying it could be light years better. It could be. It's just, for me, Tim Duncan's top 4 all time. So that's going to be tough to beat there.
It is.
But Giannis is on the move. And where is still up in the air? To the Spurs, to the Thunder, to the Rockets. We didn't even do the Wolves.
That's just, that's a mess. That's going to be a whole show, a whole shit show.
What I did was Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert and like Rob Dillingham and a bunch of picks. That's pretty much what it was. And that ended up working out. And then you still have Naz Reid.
And Jaden McDaniels.
And you still have Jaden McDaniels. That defense is insane. That you get better by trading Rudy Gobert. And the defensive specimen of Julius Randle, apparently.
So, okay, let's give props because I know Owen was gassing up Julius Randle's defense because he was reading defensive rating wrong. But it's kind of crazy how like it kind of turned out to be true.
He's playing great.
Julius Randle's been amazing on defense. Not amazing. I don't want to gas it up that much, but he's been pretty damn good on defense.
And one of the biggest reasons why I had the Lakers win that series, and I think we ended up doing 7, is because he is a known playoff dropper.
Bro,
and this one season he doesn't drop. So
what
do you want me to do?
What gets me, and it pisses me off, the first 4 minutes of game 1, Julius Randle looked like old Julius Randle in the playoffs. And then he cut that shit off immediately. And I was feeling good. I was like, oh, if Julius Randle's playing like this, turning the ball over, I was like, oh, we got this. And then he said, that's old me. That's old me. I'm a cook every game now.
I'm just saying, when you have someone like Anthony Edwards on your team, that kind of changes things. It's kind of like the Warriors with what happened when we traded for Jimmy Butler. There was no world where Draymond Green was even all NBA or all defensive first team, let alone maybe even second team. He wasn't even trying.
He cried for it.
Regardless, he wasn't. Then when we traded for, of course he did. I'm not going to deny that. But as soon as we traded for Jimmy Butler, he turns on.
I mean, he changed. That whole thing changed. I'm just saying, everything changed.
I'm kind of noticing that same thing with Julius Randle, when now you're being the second option to who is pretty much MJ with a jump shot. And when I say jump shot, I mean 3-point shot.
Yeah.
Not nearly as good on defense, but he's still a great defender. Regardless, he's like he acts like MJ. Like everything about him bleeds MJ, Kobe, stuff like that. So, we have the Warriors on right now, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment. Where do you think Giannis Antetokunmpo is going to be traded? Do you think he's going to be traded? Do you even think that he'll be traded in the first place? Come on, let's be real.
He's going.
Because the thing is, my dad's watching it. I'm just jabbing at that. But anyway, check us out on TikTok and Instagram, of course. I mean, that's where we're going to mostly be posting. Pretty much, if we have content to put out, we're going to be posting on that every day. It's just a matter of if we have content or not. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next episode with Mojo99.
He will be here.
Mojo99 from the Deep 3 podcast. This is the first time I'm actually talking about it publicly.
Yeah, we gotta start hyping that up.
We should probably start hyping that up. That's probably a good idea.
Get on TikTok.
One of the three from the Deep 3 podcast. And if you don't know who the Deep 3 podcast or Mojo99 is, what the hell are you doing here?
Go research now. Go study.
Like
hit YouTube. Get off. You're on YouTube actually. So go after this video is over. Type in Deep 3 in that little search bar up there.
And you'll understand what I'm talking about.
And you'll know what's going on. And
here. They just hit 600K, and we're gonna have one of those guys on here, and that's so exciting. Stay tuned for that episode because that's gonna be such a great episode. What we're gonna do, we're gonna interview him. We have a bunch of interview questions lined up. Just how he got into YouTube, what his plans are in the future. And then we're going to go into an expansion draft with me and Mo going up against Bean and Owen when he's back on here.
We're going to cook.
The thing is if I get a pick that Mo doesn't like, he's going to be like, what are you doing? I'm going to be like, well, maybe we should have planned this out.
You tried to work on it.
I did.
Owen and I were in a call last night discussing this.
Oh, I bet you were. Well, stay tuned to see that episode. That's coming out in the next couple weeks. Bare minimum. Probably even sooner. We'll see. We're going to try to do it next week, but we'll see how it goes.